Hello everybody, welcome to the second of today's matches in the water polo crossover matches on Margaret Island here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. A slight change in the weather today as well. It's a little overcast here in the capital. Still patches of blue sky though. And everybody, all the visitors here for these FINA World Championships, the 19th running of them, have thoroughly enjoyed their stay in this beautiful city. It really is a lovely city dominated by the Danube. So water polo is the major focus of the afternoon entertainment here in the Alfred Hayosh National Swimming Stadium, which was created by Mr. Hayosh, who was a former player, water polo player, and an architect. That helped. And it's a brilliant facility here, which has been thoroughly enjoyed by all the different swimmers and divers. And today we've seen the Netherlands go through. 10 goals to 7 was the margin of their victory. But now it's New Zealand and France who will be taking to the stage any second now. New Zealand were finished second in Group C against the French, who were third in Group D. But, they call it a crossover match. Later, Kazakhstan and Spain, Hungary and Argentina will be in action, and there'll be a cracking atmosphere for that last match between Hungary and Argentina, that's for certain. And now New Zealand, who have so far beaten Brazil 12-8 and Kazakhstan 15-11, just lost to their old foes Australia 11-2 in between that, against the French, who started with a defeat at the hands of Spain, had a comfortable victory over Thailand, but lost their third game to Greece. Youngsters in the crowd enjoying the fair here. Of course, Budapest only asked to take on the responsibility of hosting these World Championships at quite short notice. They were due to be held in Japan. That will now happen in 2023. So the water awaits. The announcer awaits to introduce the two teams. As of tradition, the players strut their stuff across the stage first before entering the water. The two men in all white are the referees here today. They are Georgios Stavridis of Greece and Adil Aimbetov of Kazakhstan. See everybody in shorts in the sun. New Zealand versus France. Oceania versus Europe. There it is, the flag of the French team. We were 11th in Budapest here in 2017, the last time the World Championships came here. We're introduced to that team now, starting with Chloé Vidal. Estelle Milot is the number 2. Gabrielle Fitter, the blonde, wearing 3. Amelia Bulutbashi. 5 scorer of 6 goals already is Louise Gier. 6 times she netted in the win over Tyler. Diana Van Lakbeer. She'll be number 6. And number 7 will be Juliette Daluin. Onto stage is Emma Vanu, who scored 4 times in the defeat by Spain and got a hat-trick against Thailand as well. Emma Vanu, wearing number 9. 10, Viviane Bahia. Number 11 cap belongs to Kamil Radoslavjevic. midfield player is Audrey Dole. And completing the squad, second goalkeeper, Ancolas. There is the French coach, Julien Hugo. New Zealand's turn to come now with the flag of their country being proudly paraded here. Number one is Jessica Milicic, known as the Ferns, New Zealand, all the Kiwis. Emily Nicholson wears the number 2 cap. 5 goals already. 3 is Bernadette Doyle. Another hat-trick scorer against Kazakhstan is Elizabeth Gould. Another Milicic here is the number 5, Gabrielle Milicic. Morgan McDowell has 6 goals already, 4 of them coming against Brazil. Also scored against Australia and Kazakhstan. 7 is Emerson Houghton. One of those who's yet to register a goal, Katie McKenty. Maybe today will be her day. The longest name, Sophie Shorter Robinson. 10 for the All Blacks. Another name for them is Gabriella McDonald. 3 to go, starting with number 11, Amalia Josephson. 4 goals in the last match against Kazakhstan. 12 is Millie Quinn. And completing the New Zealand lineup will be their second goalkeeper, Bridget Leyburn. So those are the 2 teams that are about to take to the pool. Time for the national anthems. The first anthem is for the French. Will be followed by the national anthem of New Zealand.
The anthem of New Zealand.
Almost time to let battle commence in the pool. New Zealand will be wearing the white caps and France will be wearing the blue caps. An exchange of pennants here, an exchange of handshakes, both sides wishing the opposition all the best, while at the same time wanting to win and to clinch a place in the next round with Italy in the quarterfinals. On with the caps, girls. It's taking a bit of fitting on. Two highly expectant coaches as well. Angela Winstanley-Smith from Great Britain is the head coach of New Zealand, and Emilien Bugeaud is the coach of the French. This is the New Zealand lineup with Milicic in goal. Nicholson and Galt have certainly been among the goals, as has Morgan McDowell at 20 years, the youngest on that particular half of the caption. Even younger are Shota Robinson at 18 and Millie Quinn, the baby of the team, at 17. Here is the New Zealand coach, Angela Winstanley-Smith. Very strong in her message. 12th place at the last World Championships, which were in Guangzhou. 7th has been the best position ever achieved by New Zealand. That was in Perth in 1991. Now the French with Vidal, the goalkeeper. Milo's been amongst the goals, number 2 there, as is Guillet, number 5. And the youngest here is 17-year-old Juliette Delouin. 18 years of age is Emma Venou. Amongst the goal scorers, and here is the French coach, Emilien Bugeaud. The French were 11th here in Budapest in the World Championships of 2017. They first played in 1994 in Rome. Very black and white New Zealand, not quite All Blacks. Very appropriately, I think the French are in blue, which is their national colour, known as Le Bleu. So only right they wear the blue caps today, wearing the white. There's something that's unique to this sport, the fact that the two teams always wear those colours, blue or white. The goalkeepers wear red caps. The difference. Hard one to predict this. New Zealand's goal difference is -1 from the pool matches, group matches. They've scored 29 times and conceded 30. And France's goal difference is -5. They've scored 36 goals and conceded 41. So we're now through to knockout water polo. I say Italy awaiting the winners. We're awaiting the whistle. Judges is either side of the pool. The referees stalking up and down as well, just being told by earpiece when they can let battle commence. We start with a sprint. Who's going to get to the ball first? Just to get a quick reminder, the match consists of 4 quarters, each of an 8-minute duration. And it's going to be the black caps there first. So, initial success for the French. Coaches, of course, have to come up with what they think are the best starting lineups. There are consistent substitutions made during the course of the game. It's too often for us to remind you, to point it out every time. 30 seconds in which to find the way for a shot, and France do find it, but it's unlucky actually. That one comes crashing down off the crossbar from the right wrist of Viviane Bahia. One of those who got a hat-trick against Thailand, 17 years of age. New Zealand opportunity in the hands of Emerson Houghton. Another nondescript pass from Bernadette Doyle there, just into vacant water. And it does mean there's a big chance at the other end of the pool here straight away for the French. Trying to catch the opposition unawares, although they are mostly back now. You see 2 lines of 3. It is the French opportunity for the first strike. And easily beaten away by goalkeeper Milicic, just battening down the hatches. Routine save though, straight at her. Already gone through a minute and a half. Somewhat weak pass, but eventually it's picked up by Malia Josephson. The French concentrate the next attack down the right side of the pool, which means a left-handed player is in the possession. And could be a chance here for France to get the first strike in on goal. They have another 15 seconds in which to do so. Just got to find some space. They're a long way out for the ball at the moment. You do get long-range strikes from time to time. They've got to be accurate when they come in. She thought about it long and hard there. And yes, that's a delightful goal for the French. The coach is strutting his stuff, and the French are, thanks to Estelle Milot. Her 6th goal of the championship, 4 of them coming against Thailand, who are very much the make-weights in the group. But it is 1-0 France thanks to Milo. New Zealand attempting an immediate hit back. 2.5 minutes have been played. And once again, possession almost squandered there by the length of that pass, which was far too long. Oh, what a good response from New Zealand. Really excellent, and a big ovation at the side of the pool from that one. And leading the way for New Zealand is Emerson Houghton. She's scored 7 times now, hat-tricks against both Brazil and Kazakhstan. She's the chief penalty taker often as well. She has a couple of penalties in those 7 goals. On a piece, nicely set up. And come les Bleus. Accuracy of pass so important here to set things up. Once again, it comes down. You see that so often in water polo, coming down off the crossbar. The French coach slightly more animated at the moment, but applause coming from the New Zealand coach now as she tries to encourage her team forward. Still 1 apiece. France, remember, got the first goal. New Zealand hit back. They're trying to find the lead for the first time. Good accurate passing and good grasp of the ball. Trying to keep it ticking, but they've had their 30 seconds. And so the French coach urges his team forward. All on the swim. Never stop at this sport. Very tiring sport. Inevitable fouls every time a player is touched. You can certainly confront an opponent. 6 seconds left on this move. It's a very sporting sport in many ways, this one. Ball handed over now to New Zealand. Mind if you've just joined us, New Zealand are in the white caps, France are in the blue. And nothing between these 2 teams yet, 1 goal apiece. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Chance for New Zealand to take up a shooting position as the French regather. Struggling to put it together in the final 2 meters, or the final 5 meters even, of the pool. There's a 5-meter line, there's a 2-meter line. And here must be a big chance for France. And the goalkeeper stands tall. Excellent goalkeeping from Milicic. No matter how you keep the ball out of the net. And if New Zealand go on to prosper with a second goal here now, they'll have their goalkeeper to thank. Well, it's exciting stuff, but the ball is tipped over, so we'll have a corner here for New Zealand. It's tipped over by the French goalkeeper. An air of frustration about the New Zealand coach there. Rather pedestrian move. New Zealand lose the ball, but it was she sort of grappled with the opponent there. The 2 number 5s coming together. And I think that France thought they'd won it fair and square. The referee was all over that. Just a little bit scrappy right now. Nobody finding open water. When they did, they couldn't convert. And the goalkeeper comes out of her net. So, well, good purpose. She's going to have to go back into the net, though. Could be caught unguarded. Some rather frantic thrashing of water going on there before France get clear. In the shape of their number 5, Luis Guillet. Guillet again. France under pressure. A bit of confusion back at the heart of the New Zealand defence, but ultimately it wasn't costly for them. 1.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Just the 2 goals registered so far, 1 apiece. That's better from New Zealand. They created a brilliant angle there, and it's finished off in style by Morgan McDowell, the Hawaiian. Lives in Auckland these days, and Morgan McDowell has her 7th goal of the championships to give the New Zealanders a 2-1 lead. It's the best moment of the match so far, the way that goal was created and polished off. Leading to a couple of substitutions. You can hear a lot of shouting, a lot of name calling. That's permissible. French wants another one back here, but once again it's directly at the New Zealand goalkeeper. Jessica Milicic just doing her job, and then here come the New Zealanders again. They lead 2-1. They're trying to set up a platform for 3-1. Good stop. This time from the French number 13, Ancolas. Really want to keep this one out. Goalkeeping so important in these matches. Clever. She wriggled the wrist around the ball, a little flick backwards, but not to be confused. Jessica Milicic. Clever attempt, however, from Estelle Milot. As we come towards the sound of a hooter, because there are 2-1, no seconds remaining. So it's we've reached the conclusion of the first quarter of the contest, with New Zealand having a 2-1 advantage. Very slender. Well, the French are definitely not prolific. Scored 8 times against Spain. 24 times against Thailand, that was a bit different, and only 4 against Greece. So they've struggled here just to get the 1 goal registered against New Zealand's 2. Coach there, leading his team into action as they were in Budapest back in 2017 when they finished 11th. New Zealand's coach, Angela Winstanley-Smith. Now they're disappointed to see her team fall a goal behind to Estelle Milot, but they've come back well with the strikes from Emerson Houghton and Morgan McDowell. It's going to be on your marks, get set, go again any second now. These 3 shots have been successful so far. New Zealand's shot efficiency much better though at 40% to France's 14%. We go again. Looks to me as though New Zealand are going to be second best again here. The French much slicker out of the traps to get to that ball. Confirmation at the foot of your screen that France have won both the sprints so far. They are in the possession here. Early phases of the second quarter. Much too high. That was skyward from the right wrist of Audrey Dowell. New Zealand in the lead, moving again from left to right as they do. They don't change ends until halfway through the contest. New Zealand's top score so far was 15 goals against Kazakhstan, which was 15-11 though. It was reasonably close, as was the 12-8 victory over Brazil in Group C. And it is France looking for an equaliser now. Not to be. Almost in slow motion. Good intervention by Bernadette Doyle, the 22-year-old. And there's some clear water for the left wing on the drive. Flick in. Nicely done. Wasn't allowing the goalkeeper to put her off here. New Zealand moved 3-1 clear. Clever goal as well. Morgan McDowell on top form, has a 67% strike rate success now. Well, she really has been amongst the goals. McDowell 4 against Brazil, 1 against Australia, 1 against Kazakhstan, and now 2 against the French. Looking good for New Zealand at the moment. Just 19 years of age, Morgan McDowell. One of the rising stars of New Zealand water polo. France concentrating this attack down the centre. There's 2-point players. Referee says get on with it with another blast on the whistle. Sometimes you see them taking on this shot from the angle. Once again trying to manoeuvre the angle. And they did, but it was an excellent block. Still the possession is with the French with 15 seconds remaining in the play. Really good goal. Vive la France, that's his message, I think, because it's the French number 7, Juliette Delhomme, who has come up with this crucial goal because it drags it back to 2-3. Remember, the winners meet Italy in the quarter-final, so a France-Italy contest would be a mouth-watering prospect for the two European nations. And New Zealand don't want to be going home. It's a long way. Nothing much a goalkeeper can do about that. New Zealand 3, France 2. New Zealand's ball. Just now for a bit more whistling as the defences approach to try and put off the opposition. Well, they're hanging back at the moment, almost inviting the shot. And that was a good try, very good try from Emerson Houghton. Accuracy not always achievable with the grip on the ball. Where's the next one coming from? 7 seconds left in this particular move. Well, it was unlucky because it did go in the intended direction but came thundering down off the crossbar. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Still New Zealand having the edge at 3-2. I think this is a really difficult one to call in terms of who's going to prevail in the end. And certainly New Zealand will bide their time there. Used up too much time. So what can the French achieve with their slot, 30-second slot? Can they slot an equalising goal, to use that word again in a different sense? They've got good angles because the New Zealanders have retreated a long way, and they've retreated too far back. It left an open net, a vacancy that was exploited by the French number 10, Vivian Bahia. So first of the match. It's her fourth of the championship, and France are all square again. 3-3. Different scorers of 6 goals so far. Tactical changes made. The clock stops before the restart. And the French are pushing up well. They actually pushed up a bit too far a couple of minutes ago. Well, that's a clear foul, as clear as you could ever wish to see, on the number 11, Amalia Josephson. She's been among the goals here as well. Might fancy her chances here of a direct hit. Well, it was a decent enough try from Millie Quinn, but it didn't find the goal. She went off the outside of the net, so it is the French who are looking for a lead. And they've come up quickly here, and the same player that carried them forward on the dribble fires the ball over the top. No feet must touch the floor at any time, remember. Can New Zealand profit from this break? It should be a one-on-one confrontation. And it was, and it's another one for the New Zealanders, and the goal scorer again is McDowell. Easily able to exploit that situation in defeating the French goalkeeper Ancolas. And it's another hat-trick for Morgan McDowell. He came a long way with the ball, nobody there to challenge her. Open net. And beneath the hand of the goalkeeper. Fist pump from the coach. Just 4-3 though. Still a long way to go in the game. Almost 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. And another 16 minutes in the water after that. France on the attack. And they appear to have plenty of space now as well. Good closing down for the New Zealanders so far. And that's a direct hit. They're a bit pumped up now, the French, as they find another goal from Emma Venu. Goal number 8 of her championship. first today for her, and back all square we go again. 4 apiece. Always they check the validity of these goals. Didn't appear to be much wrong with that one though. Check over. Can't duck an opponent, which is wrong. We have so many whistles. Concerted, deliberate action here from the New Zealanders, manoeuvring the position, and once again it's off the angle. And that shot taken from round about the 5 metre mark, didn't get inside the 2 metres, which is what France are aiming to do here now. Goes for goal herself. Keeper standing tall, equal to it. Well played, Jessica Milicic. Gabriela Milicic also in the team, wearing number 5. And it is the Kiwis coming forward. And sometimes it's a good ploy to bounce the ball down into the water. It splashes up. You can't deliberately splash the opponent's eyes. It does happen from time to time, of course. This used to be a very violent game in the early days. Brutal almost. Well, you could see what was in the mind there, the little backflip. Once again, Milicic there to foil the opposition. Arel Batu. Long ball hurled down the left channel. Is there anybody up in support? Well, there was, but she couldn't locate her with that pass. So it all fizzles out with the ball in the hands of Anne Colas, the 22-year-old goalkeeper for the French, starting ahead of Chloe Vidal today. Some of these players are exhausted after previous matches. An almighty thrashing of the water there before France get the position. Still 8 seconds left on the clock here. And once again, it's the frame that foils. New Zealand with another 25 seconds to get to the other end, and just under a minute remaining before we get to the halfway point of the match. We haven't had any timeouts as yet. The coach is waiting for the precise moment that they feel is necessary to do that. 15 seconds left on this move. 40 seconds on the part. Shooting chance maybe now. Goes for it and finds the net as well. That's a really popular goal for the New Zealanders, who storm ahead at 5-4 thanks to Elizabeth Gault. Precious goal from Gault. She's got a hat-trick against Kazakhstan. That one will do for the moment. That was a beauty, wasn't it? Not quite halfway through the contest yet. Another 33 seconds remaining. 33 seconds in which the French could hit back again to Song. What they'd say, wouldn't they? Or Finko in Spain. 5-5 would do. And there is the foul, and it's still the French with the chance. No, that may be the last opportunity. They'll have to square things up before half-time, when the two teams will switch ends. It's going to be 5-4, unless New Zealand produce something spectacular with the last throw. The goalkeeper can come as far as she wants. It doesn't matter because the hooter will sound, and that is the end of the second quarter. We've reached the halfway point of this match with New Zealand in the slenderest of leads at 5-4. And off they go, one end of the pool to the other. It is New Zealand 5, it is France 4. Half-time score in this round of 16 match, also known as a crossover match after the pool games, groups A, B, C and D. And here is some of the action. It has thrilled the crowd in Hungary. flat backflip can come off to good effect at times, but it hasn't done well. It did there, didn't it? That was a Morgan McDowell goal. He's had 3 again today. The leading scorer for the Kiwis. But the French coach has it all to do still. His team trails by 1. Another McDowell strike. That was one of the better moments for the French. Lovely goal from Louise Gouillet. She got 6 against Thailand. I don't think she's going to get 6 tonight. More statistics for you here. Shot efficiency of 22% for France, 38% for New Zealand. No penalties in the game as yet. 2 extra player shots on both sides. The 2 referees are taking up their positions again. France have won both sprints so far. They've committed 5 personal fouls to New Zealand's 3. 4 French steals as well. Set to go again. It could be Elizabeth Galt, it could be Morgan McDowell who gets to that particular rather important piece of the match, the ball. The hooter. The arm going down, and off we go. France in blue. They're going to get to the ball first. Initially balked back there. So all 3 sprints won by the French, but they are trailing in the match, just by the odd goal. Having like 10 goals might be enough to win this match. Smacks off the angle. Good try by Estelle Milot. Swapping passes here. Juliette Dellion. Can she do it? Yes, she can. Lobbed in over the keeper. Delightfully done, and it's 5 apiece. Time seemed to stand still just for a moment in there before the conversion from Gouillet. See what I mean here? There's a little lob over the keeper. And the captain is the latest of her name on the score sheet. Louise Gouillet, 5-5. 5 different French scorers. Whereas the New Zealanders have been relying very much on Morgan McDowell, who's got 3 of their 5. And a very important block made there by the French number 4, Camelia Bouloubachi. High 5. Much incident, and plenty of goals hopefully to come. France looking for the next one. Well foiled by the centre-back, Emerson Houghton. And off we go again. Complete turnaround. They do have to retrieve their positions so rapidly. Extremely physical sport. Mentally tiring. We get a statistic about the average number of minutes a player is in the pool. And the top one out there today is Morgan McDowell. She averages 30 minutes per match out of 32. Here come the French. Ganging up again, but on the wrong side of the upright. It's evenly poised at New Zealand 5, at France 5. New Zealand moving forward as rapidly as possible with Houghton. Stays back most of the time, though she has been forward to get one of the goals today. Can they get that lead back again? It's a good advancement, a good swim forward here into an attacking position, an opportunity for New Zealand. They have another 20 seconds here to capitalise. The French are all back. Not seen any spectacular angled goals as yet today, no long-range ones. Sometimes you do. New Zealand certainly taking their time here. And it's not a corner, the ball flew over without the goalkeeper getting a touch on it. And Colas, the goalkeeper, no, missed her fingers, well spotted. France with the opportunity again now. So difficult to find a player in a shooting position. I think they found one now, and that one definitely creeps across the line, and the French are in front. And it was number 10, Viviane Bahia, with her second of the night, that gives the French the advantage for the first time since the first goal. They led 1-0 thanks to Estelle Milot. But since then, it's either been all square or New Zealand in front. Now at last at 6-5, it's the French who push their noses ahead. Still over 4.5 minutes of the third phase remaining. Still 4.5 minutes left. Just the third phase of the contest. New Zealand trying to come back level again. A ploy there to keep the ball spinning around. A lot of dry passes, but the last one wasn't the most accurate. So the ball has to be retrieved first. And now she will shoot, and she will shoot very well indeed. It's a brilliant goal from Morgan McDowell, who is really on top form at these championships. She is a brilliant player, and 4 of her 5 shots today have found the French net. And we're at 6 apiece now. And Morgan McDowell has 12 goals in the World Championships in Budapest 2022. Still an even contest. Not an easy thing to project the ball at pace when you're treading water. Most of these girls seem to achieve that. Of course, the men's competition resumes tomorrow. Some big matches here then. Now the 30 seconds has elapsed, and so the ball is back in the possession of New Zealand. And they manoeuvre it brilliantly. What a super strike that is. Well, the coach's arms are outstretched because that is absolute magic from McDowell. Fantastic goal. 11 in the tournament now. That's her 5th today. 2 coming in quick succession have re-established New Zealand supremacy at 7-6, and that was spectacular. She's emerging as one of the players of the tournament. Morgan McDowell, teenager. Play will resume once the referee says they can do so. Yep, off they go. Just to re-establish the most important fact, it is New Zealand 7, France 6. See if the French can conjure up something spectacular. A lot of ability out there to admire. Trading the passes once again. Picked out by the goalkeeper once more. Milicic. And setting her side in motion, going forward. The player in the possession of the ball has to try and find another white cap alongside somehow, somewhere. They'll certainly be wanting McDowell in the centre-forward position. She's in such great form. Almost a steal from the French, but not quite. This might be an angle, might be an opportunity for New Zealand again. Opportunity went begging on that occasion, so it's the other goalkeeper who may be busy again any minute now, Milicic. France need the next score to bring the contest back all square again. Ball lost out of hand just for a moment. The pressure of the hand on the water. Oh, great, absolutely great effort from the left hand there of the French number 7, Juliette Darlouin. With the goal, 7 apiece. It's a riveting contest now. She's the second player to register 2 during the afternoon's entertainment. Viviane Bahia also has 2 for France. 7-7. Well enough, the very first match in this pool in the women's tournament finished at 7-7 between Italy and Canada, but this one's got a long way to run. Nearly 2 minutes of the third quarter, plus 8 minutes more. Coach is very active on the sidelines. It's fascinating to listen to them when they impart their instructions. Cracking position for the shot, cracking save made as well by Ancolas. Oh, should have scored, and she drops her head back into the pool. She cannot believe, Emily Nicholson, that she's not found the net for what would have been the first time today. That was a big, big chance blown. Well, we've got a timeout here now with 1 minute and 17 seconds left on the clock. Real opportunity blown by Nicholson.
On reste avec les mêmes dans l'eau. On fait la double Juliette, ok? Avec la double Juliette. Première, changement d'aile, tu ressors, tu fixes, ça revient en Juliette, tu rentres, ok? On a les poteaux. Et Gabriel là-bas. Et
on fait comme hier.
Attention les passes. Et Camélia ici, Viviane, tu sors. Okay. Non, allez. Allez, on s'applique,
Allez. It was a French timeout there. His assistant was quite vocal as well. Sometimes you can see the instructions followed to the letter immediately when they set up a goal. Not always. It will be France attacking, and it will be New Zealand defending here in these closing moments of the quarter. As the sun starts to dazzle again. Can they dazzle us with a goal, the French? Keeper still stationed literally a foot in front of the goal line. Wasn't brought into action. New Zealand have the ball back. And not long to go, 50 seconds in this final quarter. And an opportunity to exploit here. Deliberate foul there just to stall the opposition, hold things up while colleagues get back and help defend. Opportunity knocked still for New Zealand to find another goal, which would be a leading goal if they do get it. It's 7 apiece here. Just under 30 seconds remaining in this quarter. It was a rather tame effort at the end of the day from Josephson. So is there time for the French to find a leading goal? The whistle had already sounded there, so that's no goal. But there is still time for the French to put the ball in the net. Exactly 10 seconds remaining. Who's going to take on the responsibility? Oh, it was close, but not quite close enough. Came crashing down from Emma Vanou's effort. And we have reached the three-quarter point of the contest now, with it all square, everything to play for at New Zealand 7, France 7. Hard work being a coach. There's the confirmation of the scoreline for you, so it couldn't be closer as we move towards the final period. Italy awaiting the winners in the quarterfinals. Outstanding player in that third quarter was undoubtedly Morgan McDowell, the number 6 of New Zealand. She's helped her team to get 7 goals out of 19 shots. The French have had 27 shots, so a shot efficiency rate of only 26% to New Zealand's 37. The French have been out of the blocks quicker than New Zealand in the dispute for the ball, in the sprint. See if that continues to be the trend. As we move into the fourth and final quarter of this crossover match between New Zealand and France, perfectly poised at 7-7. All set, ready to go. Is it going to be a French clean sweep? Gowell leads the chase for New Zealand. The French are there first again. Very swift, Juliette Dalion. And it really is a dazzling afternoon now, very bright here in the Alfred Heisch National Pool. France launching an attack which could see them prosper and move ahead at 8-7. It's a steal. New Zealand number 12 is Millie Quinn. She's come a long way here to knock one across and just off the frame. Unlucky because Quinn has scored in the matches against Brazil and Kazakhstan, so it would have been a hat-trick of a different sort had she netted against the French, who now plunder forward with the Dalwin. Who's going to get the first goal of the final quarter? She's caught unawares there, the French player. Really caught unawares, but New Zealand not prospering as quickly as they might have done. They could yet do so. The ball is over here into the path of Josephson. And an opportunity for her to fire one in. Doesn't do so. Is the chance there still? No, not able to take it. That really was a squandered opportunity for the Kiwis. The French were caught out in midstream. New Zealand didn't prosper. It's a tight and edgy contest. Could be decided by a single goal as well. France looking for that one that might be all important. Tipped over the top corner. Good goalkeeping, Milicic again. From the effort from Bahia. So the referee launches the ball back across there. This is the French who are threatening here. Misses the target again. Accuracy of shooting not as high as usual from either team. McDowell, the one exception so far with her 4 goals. And it is the Whitecaps moving ominously again now. Narrow margins between finding the net and not. No goal. France come again. Urged on by their vociferous support here in the pool in Budapest. Not to be again. The 2 goals leading something of a charmed life at the moment. And I said a moment ago this could come down to one decisive blow. Who's going to strike that blow though? They easily have conceded a penalty there. The ball is thrown back because the timeout has been called. Team timeout for New Zealand.
Okay, hey, we're going to play 2 with the wing driving when the ball is at 3. Everyone understand? Yeah, Morgs, you're on that post, you slide out, you slide down. Yeah, everyone understand? Yeah, ball, we pull the ball in, okay? We're going to give the ball to 3. The wing is going to drive in, the post is going to slide down. On 2.
The wing.
Oh, no, Morgan's on the post, she comes out. Yeah? Exactly, yeah. Maybe you're driving.
He's used that, but not surprisingly, Morgan's heavily involved in it. That being Morgan McDowell, the scorer of 4 goals today already. 5 goals, in fact. 11 for the tournament. Lost count. Well, an intriguing 5 minutes to come. As New Zealand try to find an elusive lead. About 5 seconds left here. Somebody's got to take on responsibility, but it flew off the water, off the surface, into the air, beyond the outstretched goalkeeper's fingers. It doesn't matter because Anne Collas has the ball. Question, who's going to hold their nerve when they do get the lead? Goals not easily come by in this particular match. Players feel comfortable either one-handed or the other. It's the French who take the initiative. Pleasing moment again for Juliette Dalduin. And it's 3 for her on the day now as well. So anything McDowell can do, Dalduin can do too. And it's 8-7 France. There'll be more twists and turns to come, that's for sure. The clock has stopped, showing 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. Again, a lot of whistling going on before New Zealand resume. Ball in hand for the Whitecaps. Got to find the net though. Sooner the better for their prospects. Openings coming and disappearing quickly. Off the bar once again. Less than 4 minutes remaining. In other words, halfway through the 4th and final quarter. So the French have equalled their second best tally in a match. They beat Thailand 24-8. They scored 8 against Spain, but only 4 against Greece. They're looking for a 9th now, which would be their second best tally. And they do have a shooting chance in the drive position on the right. the left. Just toying a little with New Zealand here. Beat the goalkeeper, not the frame of the goal. 3 minutes and 15 left. New Zealand only one behind, moving forward now. Long throw out, effective throw as well. New Zealand can score again and can win the match, there's no question about that. But they'll want to be level as soon as possible. And this is a big chance for them. They've got quite some space here to exploit. And the French are defending well though, making life very difficult for the New Zealanders. And with only 5 seconds to find a shot. Has to go for goal, tipped aside, corner kick. The ball already over there in that corner to be taken by Malia Josephson. Fouls continue to be made to stall the Kiwis' progress. That's super. That is a really lovely goal, and the fist is clenched again of the coach. It came from the left hand of Bernadette Doyle, whose only previous goal came in the match against Kazakhstan. Well, she's got an utterly precious goal here. Doyle, and it's 8 apiece. Who's your money on now? Hard to say. The coaches will make changes on the roster, changes in the pool, in a bid to eke out the victory, which would take them through to a match with Italy in the quarterfinals. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. For one to progress, one to go home, and it's another French goal here. Straight down the middle in golfing parlance, and this time the goal scorer is Aurel Batou. Their 4th goal of the championships, first today though. What a timely moment to get it for Batou. France lead 9-8, and they now are scoring more goals today than in any other match apart from the tie game. Tie as in Thailand. New Zealand 8, France 9. Disappointment for New Zealand, having just got back square again, that they've got to do it all over again. There's a bit of inspiration from somebody in a white cap. The French coach looked a little disconsolate there, but he should be happy because the ball is back with his side, and if France score again now and get a 2-goal advantage, you would feel that they'll win. The victory for the Europeans over the Oceania representatives. Not managed to do it. Most unorthodox. It really was unorthodox, that. A minute and a half remaining, and New Zealand, very much the onus on them to score the next goal. It'll be extremely interesting if they do. If they get one, can they get 2? Go, go, go is the message. Still New Zealand 8, France 9, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And that's very much to the French advantage. They'll slow things down now, I'm sure. The odds must favour the French now, because we've hit the 1 minute mark remaining on the clock, with the French in the possession and able to use up another 12 seconds here before having to get the shot through or hand possession over. New Zealand can't score without the ball, and they definitely haven't got the ball at the moment. Now New Zealand have it. Now they'll power forward as quickly as they can. Just a minute to go, and a timeout called, unsurprisingly. So all the swimmers come out again to heed the words of the New Zealand coach. Staring defeat in the face at the moment, Angela Winstanley-Smith. Let's hear it.
Okay, girls, hey. So we're going to run 13. Yeah? Yeah. So we're going to go 13.
Yeah.
Across the back, down. Emerson, this is going to be you. You're going to slide in, and we're going to have options. Foul and shoot, looking to speed, or looking for the driver.
Let's go,
Okay?
come on, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Marty, go. Katie, have a
I
rest.
made the wing on the top. Wing on the top.
Is it easier said than done? I'm not sure. But it's all set up for an exciting final minute, that's for certain. New Zealand 8, France 9. In fact, 37 seconds is all that remains of this match. If we look at the big clock, they're underway again. And then the referee's whistle tells the girls to stop swimming again. Now he tells them to move forward, and we're into those last 20 odd seconds, 30 seconds exactly, sorry. And then it's New Zealand here fighting for position, one to equalise. That's all they need. It's a tantalising prospect, and they get it, they get the goal. The coach's words pay off, and it is Bernadette Doyle who has really come to the party in the last few minutes here, and it is with 17 seconds to go. Tied up again at 9 apiece. Strike was perfectly timed.
C'est de tourner par là pour pas qu'il y ait une... On a Aurélie ici, Juliette dans l'aile. Aurélie, on sort, on va faire rentrer Juliette ici. On a Audrey là. Okay. On joue large ici avec Rado. On a Louise ici. Et qu'est-ce que nous t'as dit? Emma. Ici. Ok. On libère la place, on essaye un duel, il faut aller au bout, il faut aller au but. Okay.
Well, under normal water polo rules, a tiebreaker if the score is tied after 2 overtime periods, then 5 players and a goalkeeper are chosen by the coaches of each team. Players shoot from the 5-metre line. They're not quite there yet. 17 seconds on the clock. It could not be more finely poised than New Zealand 9, France 9. It would be massively disappointing for either of these sides to get beaten now. And it's going to be the French who will get the opportunity here, maybe. All a little bit scrappy, but it is the French coming to the conclusion of the game who have the shot. And it comes down off the bar. New Zealand have survived that, and we get to the end of the 4 quarters with the match still in the balance. It is indeed New Zealand 9, France 9. Well, under international rules, 5 players and a goalkeeper are chosen by the coaches of each team, and players shoot from the 5-metre line alternately at either end of the pool in turn until all 5 have taken it. That's in a penalty shootout, though. If the scores are tied at the end of regulation play, as they are here today, 2 overtime periods of 3 minutes each are played. Quite common in tournaments at a high level. So the coach's work is certainly not yet done. So it is the first extra time, overtime, that we've seen in the competition in Budapest, where all today's games are being staged. There are 2 more to come after this one. Still got to see Kazakhstan play Spain. The winners of that one will play United States of America, and Hungary against Argentina. That really is the big one for the local population. Winners of that will meet Australia in the quarterfinals. So we'll then know the last 8. All very tense here at the moment in the Alfred Irish National Swimming Stadium in Hungary. called overtime and not extra time. Just a reminder of the way the scoring has gone here. France took the lead with an early goal from Estelle Milo. New Zealand hit back through Emerson Houghton. They then went ahead with 2 goals from Morgan McDowell, who was one of the real stars of this game. She scored the New Zealanders' 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th and 7th goals. So the most prolific player on the year. New Zealand set up Bernadette Doyle with 2 late goals, though, to equalise twice at 8-8 and 9-9. And Elizabeth Gold and Emerson Houghton just featured on the score sheet once apiece. For the French, after that Estelle Milo goal, there were a couple of strikes from Viviane Bahia, one from Louise Gouillet, one from Aurélie Batou, one from Ella Vanu, and a hat-trick from Juliette Dalwin. So the loudspeaker announcer is just informing everybody of what is happening here in the pool. So a place in the quarterfinals at stake. Looking ahead to the overtime periods here. It's a question of who's the strongest mentally sometimes. I mean, they're obviously all extremely fit. And they have to be for this sport, which is extremely demanding. But it's going to be a penalty shootout, and it is going to be New Zealand who will take the first of the penalties. The ball in the grasp of Emerson Houghton. 5 players and a goalkeeper chosen, and the shots are taken from the 5-metre line alternately at either end of the pool. You have to have 5 taken, and if the scores are still tied, the same players will shoot alternately until one team misses. So New Zealand register first. Houghton successful. 1-0 New Zealand. Then it moves pretty swiftly to the other end of the pool, where we will see the first French taker. Obviously a lot of pressure, but she responded in the perfect manner, and it is 1 apiece there in the shootout, thanks to Audrey Dole. 100% success rate so far, and now it will be Malia Josephson for New Zealand. Oh, it's flicked against the upright by the keeper. It's the first miss. Flicked against the inside of the upright. 1 successful, 1 unsuccessful so far for New Zealand. No problem with this one for the French from Bullock-Bashi. 2-1 France lead. Early joy. And now we go back to the other end again here with the France having struck twice successfully. The next New Zealand taker will be Bernadette Doyle, who scored those 2 goals late on to force the issue here. Really has to find the net with this one. She is left-handed. Goalkeeper poised. This to make it 2-2 in the shootout. And she beats the keeper. It is 2-2, but remember, France have 1 extra shot to take. Coming out for the French will be Juliette Delion. Has a hat-trick to her name already today. If she scores, the French will have a 100% record still and will lead 3-2. She scores. The French are jumping up and down. They're not there yet. They are in the lead at 3-2. Keeper went the wrong way. Coming forward for New Zealand will be Millie Quinn. Just 17 years of age. Really, you feel this has to go in. And it does. So she was very quick about that, wasn't she? Extremely quick, in fact. Still the advantage with the French, however, who will put the responsibility on another teenager, Emma Venu. Venu for 4-3. They are almost there. They're within touching distance of a place in the quarterfinals now. So for certain, this has to go in for New Zealand, and it will be Elizabeth Gault. She has to score, otherwise it's New Zealand out and it's France through. Big moment, and she stood up to the test, and it is 4-4. But remember, France will go through if they score the 5th of the 5 penalty shots. Gault really held her nerve. What a moment this is. If she scores, France win. She scores. Got the right hand to it, but no keeping it away from Louise Gouillet. And France go through 5-4 in the penalty shootout. Heartbreak for New Zealand, for whom just the one player, Malia Josephson, was unsuccessful. No blame attached to her, though. And it is the goal from Gouillet which carries the French through to a quarter-final tie with the Italians, an all-European affair. Well, you always feel for a losing side in a penalty shootout, but the New Zealanders pay the penalty for just one miss, and it was the captain, Louis Gillet, who took on the responsibility and brought about that celebration in the pool here in Budapest. France successful in the shootout, New Zealand eliminated. Final score was 13-14, including the penalties. Disappointment for New Zealand, obviously, but they did win 2 of their 3 group matches, losing only to Australia, whereas the French lost 2 of theirs. These are the statistics of this particular match. So it is France that prevail, despite the fact that their shot efficiency rate was much lower than that of New Zealand. They won all 4 sprints, which helped a great deal. They committed far more personal fouls, did the French. They did have more steals, 7-5. But the ultimate statistic was the one that tells you that France have won the day and go through to the quarterfinals. player of the match here. Not an easy one to choose today between two very well-matched sides. But it was Juliette Delouin from France. She scored a hat-trick and was successful with her shot in the penalty shootout as well. So that's a joy for the European nation. They beat New Zealand.